What is going on, guys? My name is Roman, back again from Romney Views here, and I'm going to be talking about the last week's episode, well, not last week's, yesterday's episode of Rise of the Shield Hero. Now, I do apologize that I was not able to at least react to it. Unfortunately, I did react to it, it just didn't record whatsoever. And I remember right at the end when I was saying, like, goodbyes and everything, I looked and it wasn't even recording, and I was pissed because I made sure I clicked the right button, but apparently just didn't register, so I do apologize for that. But let's talk about this episode, and this was actually a pretty good episode, and I thought it was actually going to be a Raftalia based episode completely, and I was wrong, because we're not getting that until episode 15, next week's episode. But at the beginning of the episode, I got to see Worst Girl Mine, basically setting fire to the actual mountain that they were on, and it was basically to flush them out. And a lot of people were thinking it might have been she set the carriage on fire, which she did not. If they did, well, if she did, it didn't show it. But they never showed her actually setting fire to the carriage, so I'm assuming that the carriage is fine. But they did basically burn down the entire side of that mountain just to flush them out. Now they're heading to another place, and they run into someone, or they go into the country. Can't remember the name of the country right off the top of my head, but they go into the country where it's very kind to demi-humans, and they meet this guy right here, Van Reichnaut, or Reichnaut, and he basically is a friend of, like, a lot of demis really look up to him, a lot of the demi-humans, and they have a lot of respect for him because of how he treats demi-humans. Because if you guys don't remember, demi-humans are not treated like people. They're treated basically like slaves for the majority of most people in this world. So with Reichnaut, apparently he is a very kind ruler, a kind noble, and then so they meet up with this guy, and I'm still a little bit hesitant. I think I'm hesitant because I don't know what this guy's shtick is yet. We don't know too much about him, but from what we've gone so far, he seems okay. The only reason why I'm a little bit skeptical is because if you look at him, he has that whole stereotypical with those two small eyeglasses around on the bridge of his nose, and he always tends to have his eyes closed, although he did open them at least. And I've seen a lot of anime and manga and also games where they usually portray that character as kind of like seems nice up front, but is not entirely. But another character that popped up, I'm trying to look it up, and I'm also trying not to show a lot. But this guy, Rabier, it's just your stereotypical piece of shit. And you can see right here that Raftalia, when they're hiding, when Rabier's men came in and stormed the place, because apparently they got tipped off by another noble, which I'm still a little skeptical on that whole idea. But when Raftalia and Alfurim were basically hiding in the kitchen cupboard, or the kitchen area, you could see that once she heard his name, her first instinct was to go for her sword, and now Fumi was like, no, you need to calm down. And then Melty basically made it so it's like, oh, no, I've already set the shield hero away. But then she's still basically keeping up with the front of, hey, the shield hero's not as bad as he is, I'm gonna go clear his name. But at the same time, she was like, yeah, they're already gone, they're not here, I already sent them away once I saw that your men were coming after him. So that kind of diverts their attention. However, Rabier does not believe this, and then attempts to basically, hold on, let me see if I can find it really quickly. Well, you get to see Reichnaut getting beat up, so that's the main reason. Also, you get to see his eyes here, so that whole stereotype kind of got broken a little bit. But Reichnaut gets beaten up by both the guy's guards and Rabier, and I really wanted, when Raftalia, Philo, and now Fumi rushed in, as Rabier was basically getting to be a little handsy with Melty, and I don't know in which way. It wasn't really implied which way, but I'm actually kind of hoping it was in a dirty way, because I kind of want him to be a piece of shit and get his just desserts. Because if you think about it, anyone who Raftalia kind of like doesn't or inadvertently hates, I don't really trust them, because Raftalia is kind of best girl, especially. But basically, during the assault, Naofumi was able to attack a guard and use one of his shields to poison him. I don't know if it was actually real, if he actually did poison him, or he might have just been lying about it. But he said, "It's like, yeah, this poison's very lethal. You will die, but I will give you this antidote if you take him to your leader." And he actually does. When he busts down the door, you can even see that I want to see if I can get to that part, but like I said, I can't actually play the actual thing because, you know, reasons. But yeah, like the moment they bust in, you get to see the same guard right behind him, and he throws the antidote to him. But you get to see a little bit later on with Raftalia. She goes up to him as like he has his whip, and he's whipping at her, and it's hitting her sides, and even cuts her right cheek. She goes up to him and then has a knife, or has her blade right to his throat. And I actually really wanted, and I'm hoping, that this show is not going to give a mercy treatment, because next episode, I feel like we're going to get the whole episode where we're going to get Raftalia's backstory, and then that friend that she was also talking about during the dream. And also, if you don't remember, this was the second time she actually is shown having that nightmare. The very first time was during the second episode, during their first night together, Naofumi's and Raftalia's. So this was the first time she was able to have that nightmare that is shown since then, since she actually got her other form. So yeah, it was a really good episode. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down due to copyright claims, even though I was literally just showing pictures. I didn't show a single actual scene. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I think next episode we're going to get the backstory. We're going to get more about this piece of shit. This guy with this stupid ass mustache. And we are going to have a good episode, I feel like. We'll see what happens. But yeah, this episode right here is like, I'm assuming this is Raftalia holding the bars, and then this right here is her actual friend. But yeah, anyways, guys, that was it for this episode. I do apologize for not reacting to it. Well, I did react to it. I apologize for not actually making sure it was recording, even though I thought it was. But yeah, hopefully by Saturday things will get all straightened up and it won't be as bad. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. What did you guys think about the episode? And again, I do apologize. Next week will not happen. I actually recorded it. It was a little bit later because yesterday I was really sick. I was like really sick. I went to work at midnight, threw up during work, but I still powered through it, got a bunch of stuff done, got yelled at by people who don't even work in our actual store. They're companies, so they're bigwig bosses and douchebags who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But yeah, and then so I basically went home, took a nap, woke up, made the video, found out I wasn't recording, and I was like, you know what, fuck this, and I just slept the rest of the day. And I woke up at like 12 o'clock, or midnight, around midnight, a little bit later, past midnight, so that's why. I could have re-reacted to it, but I felt like I would have, I was just in a mood. I didn't want to re-react. I could have, and I would have just remembered what I basically said, and I probably would have actually had expanded on some things that I had thought about. But I was sick, wasn't feeling good, still don't feel really up to par at all, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna sleep. And I know a lot of people wanted at least, I know a few people wanted to at least see me talk about this at the very least, so here I am just talking about it. But yeah, anyways, guys, that was episode 14. I'm very looking forward to episode 15 because I thought this was going to be the Raftalia episode, but it seems like it's going to be next episode, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will get it fixed by Saturday when I do my reactions for Demon Slayer and We Never Learn. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.